Hello guys, my name is Daniel Kim. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Right, this is the first official video on this channel, and I'm going to be your host. Like, I'm going to be your designer, your mentor, whatever you want to call me. Right. So guys, getting started, we are going to be redesigning this flyer. Right, I already made this flyer for my church. Like, this is an actual poster we do. Do it to like and subscribe to this channel. You can drop a comment if you have any questions to help me grow. Right, so yeah, let's get started. Right, so first off, quick disclaimer, I'm not going to be using the actual pictures for this tutorial, because yes, it's this is an official design, so I'm going to be recreating this, right? But a few things are going to remain the same. So yeah, let's get started. So the first things first, when it comes to Photoshop, you'd come to new file to create a new file, right? I'm going to be using 1080 by 1080 pixels for this. You could change the unit however you want, but we're going to be using pixels right? So after that, make sure your resolution is set on 300 to get the best resolution, and then every other thing stays the same. You could change the background if you want background color to whatever, but white is always better. So you hit create, and boom, we have this, right? So first things first, we're going to create our background color, right? Let's unlock this layer first, then apply gradient overlay, then boom, then we apply this color. So for this part, right, the dark part, we're going to be using 19. I'm going to attach this on the screen for you to see. 9. Yeah, so this is for the darker part, and then the lighter part I'm going to be using 433C6. Yeah, this is the hex code for the colors, so we're going to be using this right? So from here now, you could tweak it as you want, right? So you could move this around. You get the idea, right? So for this, I want the light to come from this angle, right? So the light to come from here. You could put it however you want to, but for this, I want the light to come from here, right? So I have this effect because it's on radar, right? On radar, the style of my radius is on radar, round. You could have it on linear if you want it to be plain, right? It gives different effects. You could play around with it like this, but for this, we are going to be using it on radial. Then we could move it like this. Alright guys, so you could see you have this kind of circular effect. Then when you're done, you hit OK. Awesome. Now next thing, we are going to bring in our picture, attach it on the link below for you guys to work with. So around here is awesome. Yeah, so we have this. Now there's something I always try to retouch my pictures, but this picture is quite good, I'm just going to try to retouch it. So we're going to use camera raw filter. You could find your camera raw by going to filter, come into camera raw, or you could hit shift Ctrl A shortcut. Okay, so this is camera raw interface. This is what it looks like, right? So from here now, I mostly touch the clarity, try to increase this a little to give it some details. Texture, you could increase the texture also. You could see what it's doing to the picture, right? And then also one more thing. Now this varies depending on the picture, right? So the amount might be determined by the picture. So you could have the clarity all the way to 100, but for most pictures it's going to look very terrible. So it depends on the picture, right guys? So you tweak it based on the picture. One more thing I always add is sharpening under details. So you add sharpening a little bit. and boom, there we have it. So you could see, guys, you could see the before and after, right? Now, isn't this cool? Yeah. Next thing, we are going to bring in our church logo, right? So I'm not going to be using my church logo, dove coming down from heaven. Yeah, so this is going to be our logo. Before we move forward, we have to have our alignment set right. So mostly I use, so what you want to do first of all is to come here to your ruler. If you don't have your ruler on, you could do Ctrl R to hide and to make it visible, or you could come under view and search for your ruler to activate it, right, guys? From here, now you have your rulers. Now you want to set the rulers to percentage, right? Percentage. Now, and then you hold shift and then you put it on 10%. I use like 10% for my margin, and then also 10% from the right. Also, here we have our logo. So we have this guide so that it can help us with our placements, right? Okay, moving forward, the text for this, we are going to be using, the name of our church is going to be Living Waters, right? So let's reduce this to 10, still big, make this to 8, still big, 6, yeah, I think 6 is okay. So Living Waters International, oh my Jesus, International Church. Let's scale this down to 4. Yeah, awesome. So move this, right? So we want to add a slogan. So yeah, so hierarchy, we have to make this, we have to remove the bold. Let's put it on book. Yeah, guys, I'm using a font called CHOPLIN. This is a very good font, guys. You need to get this font, CHOPLIN. I would see if I could attach it on the description below. So yeah, we have to make this less visible compared to the church logo. You could either put it on light. Yeah, you get the idea, right? Hierarchy is key, guys. Moving forward, we have the logo and the church name. So we want to group this together. Let us name it logo. Good to be organized, guys. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is the main caption, right? Just like this design, guys, we are going to be adding the join us this Sunday. Oh, I forgot, we haven't even added the theme yet. The theme for this is courage to build, so I'm going to be using this, right? Okay, so I think we should move our pastor a little bit down. Have courage to build. Let's move it a little bit to the side. Yeah, I think we should move this all the way here. Awesome. So this is it, right? So the next thing we want to add is our team join us this Sunday, right? So I'm not going to be using this font. I'm going to be using the font called STRRECH Sun. A very nice font, guys. STRRECH Sun, basically it stretches the text, and you could do this by adding an extra letter to the text. For example, this, now if you add an extra S, it's going to have this effect. Very cool. If you add N, it's going to, that didn't work. Why? Let's see. O, boom, and then we'll make this bigger, a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think this is cool. Yeah, so let's close up the gap a little. Yep, but there's a huge gap difference here. You could close this by dragging your cursor, highlighting the first text and all the way up, and then reducing this. You see, that's awesome. Align it to the left. To the left. We are going to drag this all the way behind the pastor like this, but I think it's not very visible, so let's reduce the tracking 25. Awesome. So we can still reduce the size, or let's just move our pastor this way. Awesome. For the address, guys, we are going to be using a shape just like this, how we had this, right? So we're going to be using a shape for this. You go on your shape tool, rectangle, and then you drag out, create the rectangle, and then you could add corner radius by holding these anchor points, pulling them together. 42 is fine. Awesome. So make sure you cancel the stroke, and then go into the layers, bring this up, right? The gradients, let's do gradients overlay. So we are going to be using gradients, but this gradient is going to be linear, right? So we are going to set the darker color to this hex code FF5E62, and then the other one we're going to set it on FF9966. Boom. The lighter part to be up. You can see the lighter part is down here, so just do reverse, and then there you have it. You could move it a little bit, and then it just gives you this very cool effect. We have to bring in our text. I already had it typed down to save our time. Address, drag and drop, boom, and there we have it, our address. So let's scale this up out into, yep. Now this is not the actual address. Don't go to this church, guys. Then we have to add our time for service. So let's go in here, duplicate this layer, Ctrl J, drag it out, right? And then reduce the size, Ctrl T, then move it out. Oh, hold down Shift, guys, move it out like this. Yeah. Okay, so let's change the color, guys. So open up gradient, come on. Okay, here we are. For the dark color, we're going to be using 3C1053, boom, and then we're going to be using the lighter color. We're going to use AD5389. Yep, so this is it, guys. Let's reduce this. Awesome. Okay, I think that's about it, guys. Let's do reverse. Then we have this effect, very cool, as you can see. So you could reverse it and place it the way you want to. Hit OK. Now we are going to be adding our text. 8 AM, right? Ctrl T, reduce this, then place it inside the text. Now to align this perfectly, you hold Ctrl and click on this thumbnail on your shape like this to make a selection, right? And then you click on your text, and then you come here, make sure you're on the move tool, and then you come here and then align to the center, so you could see that it's already aligned perfectly. So now we'll move this higher a bit, and then we'll duplicate it, right? So you could hold Alt and hold Shift and click out minister's name, right, or pastor's name. So I want this to be extended a little bit, so Ctrl T and then drag it out. So I want to align here like this. So I think this is a bit too big. Let me just reduce this, scale this down, then reduce this guy, and then we align it again, make sure everything is perfect. Then we increase this guy, Ctrl T and extendo out. So if you have your guides on, it's going to help you align perfectly and snap to guide. So you can come to view and then make sure your snap to guide is on, right? Very helpful. So we're going to use pastor Pastor James. Awesome, right? So hierarchy, always you have to make the pastor less visible. Change this to book, right? And we could even bolden this more, from semi-bold to bold, like this. Awesome. So you know what's coming, we have to reduce the size like this. Awesome. Then scale it down. It's going to be with Pastor James Sunday, you get it? So we're going to type out width like this. So for this, we want it to be on small letter. So we're going to use this cool font called Orthograph. It's a very popular font, like one of the most used fonts in design. So let's make width capital letter, or small letter is fine. There are some fonts that are just for aesthetics, you know, make it look cool. So scale this down. So with Pastor James, we could put this on top like this. So let's move it out. So for this, I'm going to add a shape, and then let's change the color to this guy. So I'm just going to copy this gradient, copy layer style, and then come back to this rectangle and paste. Paste, boom. You know, as a graphic designer, your eyes have to, you know, be very keen to design, you get it, right? So most times you don't even need the guides to know it's perfect. The last thing we are going to be adding is the date. Okay, to save time, I'm just going to drag and drop from this guy, right? So I'm just going to copy this date here, this date folder. So drag and drop. Now if you're not a fan of dragging and dropping, right guys, there is a trick you could do. You could come to the layer, right click and do duplicate layer, but then you have to make sure you know the name of the layer you want to paste it on, right? So we have Untitled 2, Untitled 3. Designers, always make sure you save your work. So duplicate, and then let's come to layer 3, right? So you would have it here. So let's just delete this other one, and then let's resize it like this, and then bring it down, make sure it's aligned. Awesome. Now we are missing one more touch on this design, which is this light effect. What you want to do is to create a new layer. Just organize this with the tool. Style. Okay, that's fine. So what you need to do is to create a new layer, and then go to your brush tool, or you can hit B on your keyboard to go to brush, and then right click. Make sure you are using the soft round brush, not the hard, guys, the soft, right? So you escape. Now what you want to do is to you could hold Alt to sample. While holding your brush, you could hold Alt to sample the color, right, like this, right? Or you could come to your eyedropper tool and select the color, and it will appear on your foreground color, right? So when you do that, come back to your brush tool. Now you want the color to be a little bit lighter than the former, right? Then click OK, then reduce the size, and then set. Okay, you paint like this. Now you can see it's still not giving that shiny effect. Just with a little trick, you could change the blending style to screen, and there you have it, guys. It looks like a natural light reflecting from that angle, and that was why I wanted the light to come from this direction. So your design process have to be thought through, guys. So you have this, and now you could see that the light effect is coming from there. So if I were to change our background color direction like this, probably to this side, I will not be able to achieve this, right? So that was why I had to set it on this particular angle. When you want to apply this light effect, right guys, you have to apply it on a light area. That's when you're going to have that effect. I think maybe I'll do a tutorial, proper tutorial on how to add a glow effect, right? So that's it for the tutorial, guys. Thank you for staying through till the end. If you like this video, do well to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting designs, tutorial on how to create nice designs, not only church designs, other kind of designs, right? Thank you. Like and subscribe again, and see you in the next video. Bye, guys.